So welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I look like a mess. I did recently wake up. That's why we have one side down and one side throwing that ass back. So today this video is gonna be basically what I think about relationships. To start off with, I'm out of breath. I'm always out of breath, I'm sorry. To start off with, if a lot of my viewers did not know, I actually have been in a relationship for the longest it's been now. It's for 5 years. Yeah. So right off the bat, I have to say, please do not do it. As in, like, please do not get in a relationship solely because you are lonely. Give me one second. I need a crystal. Do I know her name? No, I'm sorry. All their names are very long. But she starts with an S, and she's for peace. And that's why I need to talk about this video today. Peace. Like I was saying, please do not get in a relationship solely because you are lonely. You will regret it to the fullest max possible. Sorry, it's one of those things where I didn't write notes, so I just have to really, like, you know. Okay. So I understand if you meet somebody and understand how that dating phase goes, but I do have to say, please, like, I'm not saying it has to be like the 1950s, but at least go ahead and still go on dates. Because I know as our generation, our younger generation, do not believe in dates. And I think as a person, in my own experience, I know it's more of a, because it's not on your mind. You know, when you're texting, talking to someone, you're not like, oh, we should go on a date. We should go to the movies. We should go. No, it's not in your mind. You're more like honestly, we're all lustful. So we're like, oh, what's your name? Cool. So what you trying to do? And we all got to stop doing that. Because I know this a lot, even for myself. You get in relationships and they're so fucking toxic because you guys really didn't know anything about each other at all. And if you don't know, you would never, ever truly know your partner until you guys live together. That's where all of each other, it's not just blaming the other party, yours as well. All your demons come out, true colors, whatever you want to call it. How you really feel come out. So that's my, like, first thing, bro. Like, please still go on dates, bro. Like, and if you're the significant other that you're trying to make your significant other is, like, not for it. Like, you're like, oh, you know, what are you doing Friday? We should go out, and just start with something simple. We should go out and get some pizza. Pizza parlors, those still exist. Go get some pizza. Go watch a movie afterwards. And they're kind of like, oh, no, you want to just come to my house to watch movies? No. You need to either, it depends on how you are, because I'm like cutthroat. So for me, I just say cut them off. Cut them off, go to the next. But, of course, if you're more understanding and nice, and of course I'd be like, try to explain to them, like try to ask them why they don't want to go on dates. You know, why you don't want to go hang out in a public place together. Because that's another thing about relationships. Like, before they become relationships, well, I see this is more like dating advice too, to be honest. So it's everything, fuck it. But, like, I see that a lot where the other party don't want to be seen in public with you. And there's honestly 2 reasons because of this. And it really depends on the person you're trying to date. So there is that half that actually is kind of more of like an old school mindset, if they know it or not, and they don't believe that the relationship, the interaction should be anybody else's business and all that. So yes, you might get that on the other half, and then you might get the secrecy of it. The one that try to use the little whack Instagram quote that's floating around, I think it's like build your temple and like private and all this other stuff. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, we're all social media age, so shut up. Even for the people that be like, oh, well, I don't share my business and I don't share what I do on social media. Okay, cool. You might not tell us about your relationship. You might not show us what you're eating today, But if you're still showing memes, and showing memes is still showing your personality, your sense of humor, with like, so I don't comprehend this people nowadays. But yeah, she's so beautiful. She smells like sage. Okay, so my next thing is, when it comes to relationships, it's really rocky. People don't want to talk about it. People want to act like it's either your relationship is going to be 100% of the time miserable or 100% of the time happy. That's absolutely not like that. From my understanding, and people's gonna say I'm wrong, but this is my opinion, I feel like all relationships is 50-50. Half of your day, you're gonna be like, God, I'm miserable, I'd rather be single, like, etc., etc. And the other half of your day, you're just like, oh my God, I love you so much, I appreciate you. Hate when they drop. I appreciate you so much, etc., etc. So that's one thing people's not gonna tell you about relationships. They're not gonna tell you that in reality you do have your thoughts. I have them myself. I got a studio apartment. I'm just like, would it be better if I just break up with my boyfriend and get a dog? Honestly. So it's like, that's everyone has those thoughts. It's just, I feel like it's a natural nature of being a human and not used to being alone, but we all honestly do prefer to be alone most of the time and just be around people when it's more convenient for us. So if you guys live together, it gets a little rocky and you are gonna have, like, I don't want to call it a dry spout, but it's like a dry spout, whatever, of like hating each other. And it's always for those little newlyweds, little like people that's like new lovebirds. All that puppy love. Mine's happened like, we moved extremely fast, first off. So I think mine's happened like 3 to 6 months within my relationship. So it's like, if it's just like, oh my God, why are you in my face? Why are you around? Why are you following me? It's kind of situations like that. And I would give you guys some advice. I'm not gonna say it's gonna work for all relationships, but honestly, it worked for mine. So I do understand our new age or whatever I went through myself. So when you guys first get in a relationship, right, you feel like it's like the best thing ever to like have each other, you know, to switch root as your screensaver on Instagram in your bio. Do not do it. I promise you, when you guys first get together, it's absolutely amazing. But like for my relationship, years with down the road, it creates arguments. It creates problems. In reality, from your mindset or even y'all mindset. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay, yeah. It creates arguments when, like, say whatever times it don't, like, you, okay. For my relationship, an example. When he used to change, because men, it's just, they're them. I'm sorry, they're assholes. They're just them. They need to be alone on the planet by themselves. But that's a whole nother video, okay? So he will randomly change his screensaver to something else. And it's like, why? Why did you do that? Why? And in their eyes, it's no big deal. But it's like, if you changed it, then it's like, oh, you know, all that crap. So it's just like, just don't do it. Just don't put each other in the bio. Don't do it. Because someone like me who's constantly changing their social media platforms to be different things and things like that, it caused problems as well. Because I would delete photos of him. Yeah, I deleted photos of you. Everyone knows who you are on all platforms. So the fuck. So just don't do it, okay? That's one thing. Please set boundaries for your relationship. The other person is gonna identify them as rules. When they do, just tell them to go off, sis, because having those like standards still up in your relationship makes a huge difference. Remember, a person's only going to treat you how you allow them to treat you, okay? How you allow them. So for myself, in my past relationships, you got like, I don't believe in chances. So you got like legit like 1 or 2 times. And then I'm just like, next. But from my previous relationship, my current thing, that's the word to use, in my current relationship, I have used like 3 billion different chances. So now it's like very hard to make that person respect me in the ways I feel like I need to be respected. That's how we're gonna sum that up, you know? So like I said, because you need to have a certain relationship off the bat, because if you're being lenient and cute, you're just gonna you're setting yourself up for disasters, to be honest. Okay, another thing. A lot of people is gonna tell you to take it slow. Do whatever is best for your relationship. Only you and that other significant other know what's best for you guys. So maybe the talking / dating stage, you know how that little stage is? Maybe for a lot of people, they say have that 6 months to a year. If you guys feel like you're ready to get together within 3 months, do that. Because as you're prolonging your relationship, or like the starting of a relationship, it's only going to be damaging in the long run. Because I don't know, as I see, it starts a lot of conversations, especially for the female. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even trying to be sexist. I know this for myself. I like to have conversations with my partner talking about their past. Like, oh, okay, so that 3 months that we were talking, who were you talking to? What were you doing? Why didn't we get together? So just avoid all that by just doing what you guys feel right. Because I know, and also when it comes to that whole topic as well, a lot of people will be in your relationship when you first get together. Do not allow that. Because once you allow that, you honestly allow everyone in your relationship after that. Like, you're not going to get them out. And then your partner is going to feel some type of way. And then that goes back to the conversation where it's like, oh, I don't feel like I should be on social media, this and that. Okay? So that's really that. Boy, I don't know. And then when it comes to like long-term relationships, it's one of those things where it's like, you're honestly just winging it. Because you really is. Because it's just like, you're chilling after that. Like, say for a lot of people, my back. So for a lot of people that they be dating for like 5 years, then get engaged. Some people be dating for 3 months and then get engaged. It's one of those things where it's like, after you hit long term and like you're not engaged or married, you're kind of just sitting around. So I'm not saying hurry up and go get married and have kids so you don't be sitting around. I'm just saying that it's better for you to acknowledge you're sitting around, because a lot of people don't acknowledge it, and then all of a sudden they've been together for 10 years, and then the other person get anxious and just like, oh my God, why are we not married yet? And it's like, sis, you've been sitting around too. That's not just the other person's fault. You've been sitting around too. So my advice is, when you get in a relationship, automatically know what you want. Don't waste each other's time, because wasting each other's time is going to have regrets, and that's when you have ugly breakups. And even, I call them weird. I don't care what nobody says. And it has nothing to do with being a toxic person. I feel like it's weird when you guys say you've been together for, I don't know, 3-4 years, madly in love with each other or whatever, break up, and then like say your ex is like married with like kids now after like a year later, and like y'all friends and going to family gatherings still together. Because I know how humans are. In the back of your head, you're gonna be like, if we've been together for 3 years and nothing happened, why did it take you to be with this next person and you're already got like married with a kid on the way within a year? It's gonna make you feel some type of way. So I feel like doing things like that is weird. I just want to say that. I just want to say that so much. Do not set yourself up. You look like a clown. Everybody on social media is gonna be like, oh, positivity, this and that. As you can see, my crystals, I'm a spiritual, positive person as well, and I still feel like you look like a clown at the end of the day. Because just because your intentions are pure doesn't mean people attentions are actually pure. Like, and then I really want to touch up on the dating stuff, because that's like the huge thing for me right now. It's like the huge like pet peeve. It's like, it's getting to me. If you are dating from age 12, and we say to like 16, but if you're like, yeah, we're gonna say 12 to 16. If you're dating from 12 to 16 and you're still hardly relying on your parents, not emancipated, anything like that, I say, if it depends. If you're just dating that person just to date them, because it's typical kid stuff, you know, want to talk to somebody, want to lust, whatever, then you don't have to take dates seriously. But if you're mostly 15 and up, like 15, 16, all that good stuff, and you actually, like, you know, your hormones, you feel like you actually love this person, want to be with them, get married, you guys still need to go on dates. Even if asking your parents for money and you guys walking to the McDonald's down the street and eating together, having a deep conversation to actually figure out things about each other, that's really needed. And for all the older viewers, it's gonna be like, what are you talking about? They're kids. There's nothing to learn about each other. First off, asshole. I can't stand when people be like that, because we've been there. Why act like why act like kids are delusional? We've been there. So as a person myself who been there, I know that there's still conversations to be like, what kind of career do you want? You know, like kids is not dumb like adults think they are, because I'm a very mature person, always been from birth. So I know it's more of a conversation like, what do you want in life? Hey, boyfriend, I see that you play, you know, you're the football captain at school. Do you take that seriously? Like, are you really trying to be drafted in the NFL? Or is it just for fun? Like, you need to have conversations like that. Not like, oh my God, why didn't you like my Instagram post? Do you even still like me? You don't need to have conversations like that if you're actually serious about this person. Now, moving on. 17, I honestly say 17 to like 23, 24. Because from like really depending on your state, 17 and up, there's no reason why you ain't got no job. There's no reason why you ain't at like a little Carl's Jr. job making some money. You need to be going on actual dates. My nose burn. You guys need to be going to the movies. You guys need to be going out for long walks. You guys need to be going on hiking trails together. You guys need to actually be doing something, because that's that conversation where it's like, do you take me seriously? How do you really feel about me? And please, ladies, don't say it as your typical way, because guys are starting to hear the same thing throughout all females, so they're not taking it seriously no more. Don't be like, what are we? Don't say shit like that. Say more of a, how do you really feel about me? And then he's gonna be like, what do you mean? I love you. No. How long from now do you really see us being together? And if you be like, why aren't we talking about this? He obviously don't see a future with you. He's either distracted, because men get distracted, or he just truly just not thinking about that. And if he's not thinking about that and you are, you guys need to be on the same page. That's that. But I don't have a lot of space for recording time, so this whole thing is going to be prolonged, and I promise the second series is going to be with the notes, more detailed. This was very last minute. As you see, I woke up and did this. So see you later.